All right, now it is time for the top 5 segment. Oh my goodness. This one is very interesting because this week it's comic book characters and or cartoon characters that we would love to see in a live action movie.
Yes,
Oh my
this was
goodness.
a fun one, and yeah, we had a couple of our number one was an obvious choice.
I mean, we've been talking about this for like 3 years. I feel
Yeah.
like trying to get this to happen. But number 5 for me goes to Samurai Jack. If you guys remember Samurai Jack, Cartoon Network, oh my goodness. This was one of the darker shows that came onto the scene when I was a kid. And I mean, it just follows an adventure of a samurai trying to just make his way through life and through the countryside and try not to fuck people up, but people end up fucking with him, so he has to fuck people up. So I mean, it's just a great story. I feel like, we need to see more representation of the samurai ninja culture, and Japanese and Chinese. So I feel like that would be a really good one to see because it's a very hit classic, and I feel like a lot of people are watching it right now on HBO Max with the Cartoon Network stuff. So I'd be excited to see that one, to be honest.
For sure. And my list also has stuff from my childhood that I would love to see that hasn't been done yet. My number 5 is the Space Age family. We've seen the Flintstones live action. The first one was really good. They should have stopped after the first one. I'm just going to say it. And we've seen Scooby-Doo. The first one was really great. Second one, so we're learning lessons. Only do one.
Yes.
But I would love to see the Jetsons. Right? I mean, I think that would be fantastic. It would very much follow along the lines of Scooby-Doo, right? They'd have the dog and they'd have all the, but I think it would be fucking hilarious.
It would be.
I think it would be a great live action adaptation, a great comedy in the veins of, and yeah, I would love to see it. I just,
well, and I mean, especially with how CGI is right now. I mean, it'd be so easy.
Oh, without doubt. Now, I'm already casting in my head. I could see like a bunch of people playing the Jetsons.
Oh, for sure. I feel like the dad could easily be John Krasinski.
Oh,
I mean,
without doubt.
And I mean, the mom possibly. I don't want to. Maybe Elizabeth Olsen or like Amy Adams or somebody like that.
Oh, Elizabeth Olsen would be great.
Yeah.
And Mr. Cog, of course, Danny DeVito. He's the perfect Mr. Cog. Remember, he's a short little guy with a mustache. I mean, oh my God, Danny DeVito would slay in that. I'm
for
just saying.
sure. Well, contact us. We got you.
We got you.
We got it. We got it. Number 4 for me goes to Kids Next Door, Codename Kids Next Door, because I mean, everybody loved like Spy Kids, and I feel like this is kind of in the same vein, but not with like an actual spy agency. This is just kids like living their best life, trying to fight off adults and adulthood, in which, I mean, come on, now that we're adults, we understand. We would much rather be children. But I just feel like this would also be a really fun movie for like, the kids who grew up in this day and age, and for the newcomers who haven't, didn't know anything about Codename Kids Next Door. I think it would be a whole lot of fun, and I feel like we need more representation of the younger generation of actors, especially the kids who are really young trying to get into it, or the preteens and that stuff. So I would love to see that, not in a Disney Channel type of forum. So I would love to see that. Yes, number 4 for me is Codename Kids Next Door.
Yes. Well, number 4 for me is an obvious. They've been talking about doing this for years, and yet it still hasn't happened. But come on now, if you were around in the late 80s, mid 90s, then you know that this one needs to be done. I'm talking about Thundercats. Oh, who doesn't want to see the fucking Thundercats live action? Again, with the CGI, it would be so fucking easy to do. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
This is a badass team that was kicking ass, right? Well, Pantera and Lion-O and just like I mean, it would be fucking badass. They've apparently attempted to get a live action version off the ground several times with no success. It's time.
Yeah.
Somebody pick it up. Let's get it fucking done. That's all I'm saying.
It would be great. It'd be great. Number 3 for me, I mean, it's kind of like Charlie's Angels, but I mean, it's not. Totally Spies. This was my guilty pleasure show that I never told any other guy friends about because it was centered on 3 female protagonists. And I feel like, back in the day by other boys, you'd get made fun of for that shit because it was a girl show. But it was actually really fun. And just to be able to have that type of, dynamic, it would be like a new Charlie's Angels type of thing, but not Charlie's Angels, because you should probably stay away from that. We saw how Elizabeth Banks film went. But anyway, I just feel like that would be pretty good and pretty fun, and another representation of young women breaking into it because they're just like high schoolers. So I think that would be a lot of fun.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. My number 3 has long been one of my favorite superheroes of all times. And I think, it's been done comedic so often, but I would like to see a serious movie, even though I don't know how you do serious with the cohort here, but I'm just going to say it. Blue Falcon and Dynamite. I love them.
Yeah.
They're fantastic. I always loved when they were on Saturday morning cartoons. And I just think it's like, think Batman and Robin, but Batman with a dog, and Batman is a bird, a falcon instead of a bat. And like, the dog is like, it's just a dog.
Yeah.
I mean, but he can do crazy kind of things. And just like, it was one of my favorite cartoons growing up as a kid. I've always thought it would make an awesome live action. I would love to see fucking Blue Falcon in live action.
Right.
I think he would be badass. We got another taste of them in Scoob a couple of years ago, right? And I think it went over really well. People like those characters.
Yeah.
So to see them in live action would be badass.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, you've done Birdman, so I feel like if that was successful, then that would be successful. Yeah,
for sure.
It would just make complete sense. Number 2 for me, everybody knows I absolutely love anime, or at least specific anime shows and animation in general. So I think this one is a huge fan favorite and everybody would love it, but they would have to do it right because you wouldn't want it to be like a Dragon Ball Z bullshit type of situation. And I'm talking about Naruto Uzumaki. It really, all my shows are really going back to like the childhood day and age, and bringing new child actors into the forum because, like I said before, we don't have a lot of like big child actors. I mean, look at Jacob Tremblay. He's fucking huge now, and he's like, he's still a teenager, but he's like 6 feet tall. So it's really weird. But to bring like that child forum, I feel like that would be very inspirational for kids growing up and give them someone to look up to who's not an adult. So I think that would be really cool. But this is such a good story about an orphan who is an outcast and wants to make friends and is still an outcast, but still tries to prove themselves and become like Hokage, which is basically like, the president or the mayor of the village and shit like that. So I feel like it'd be a very inspirational story that you would have to do right though. So yeah, number 2 for me is Naruto Uzumaki.
Well, there you go. My number 2, also a classic anime cartoon way back in the day when I was a wee kid. I'm talking about Battle of the Planets, also known as GForce. Holy shit. This was an awesome team of 5 people, right? They're a superhero team. They're also in bird outfits. Each of them has a different bird guys, but you had Mark, Jason, Keop, Tiny, and it was just and Princess, and it was amazing. They fought against Zoltar, just a maniacal guy trying to destroy the universe, and these guys fought to save the universe. Battle of the Planets. It was always epic. They would do this. They all had T-shirts on 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? And then they would transform into these costumes or whatever. They flew this badass fucking machine, this plane called the Phoenix. And then whenever they were kind of going and it would transform into the fiery Phoenix, and it would turn into a firebird of like, it was so fucking badass. And all the effects, anime, it was like, and they would do all this like fucking, they were badass. I don't think any of them had actual powers. They were all like kind of like Batman type, with gadgets and stuff, but they were fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love to see this thing. Oh my gosh. For years and years and years, it was just my favorite fucking guy. I might draw these guys. I've been leaning towards wanting to draw these guys, so maybe I will, but check it out. If you've never heard of it and you are a fan of anime, check this one out. Battle of the Planets, GForce. Yeah, just check it out. I'm telling you, you're going to love it.
Oh, for sure, man, for sure. And of course, number 1, we teased it at the very beginning, and we've been talking about it, like I said, for so many years now. We want it to come to fruition, and that is Terry McGinnis from Batman Beyond.
Yes.
Just feel like it would be so badass, man. I mean, we need a passing of the torch from Bruce Wayne. We've gotten so many Bruce Waynes, some good, some trash. I mean, we don't need nipples, okay? We don't need nipples on the Batman. So we just, I feel like I think it's time to step away from Bruce Wayne. You know?
I think so too, or at least in a limited role, right?
Yeah.
That's the tragic part, because prior to this whole let's get rid of everything and start over thing, apparently it was in the works for a Batman Beyond live action with Keaton being the old Batman and passing the torch on and becoming the mentor to the new Batman. How fucking epic would have that been? I think that James Gunn and Peter Safran are going to have to relook at that, because I think they're going to see the massive success of Keaton returning as Batman.
Yeah.
They're going to have to find a way to make that happen.
Yeah.
And what better way than a Batman Beyond franchise where he's the old Batman, right? I just think there's, from what I understand, I saw a report, they're selling the shit out of Keaton Batman merchandise right now.
Makes sense.
It's popular. And if you're going to do it, I get it, right? You want to cast a new young Batman. But I'm just saying, if you want to bank on the success and you want to make all kinds of different age generations happy, fucking Batman Beyond. You get the young, you get the old, you get the classic, you get the new. It's a no-brainer to me. I mean,
exactly. And I mean, everybody loves the futuristic shit, and Batman Beyond is set in the future.
Yeah.
You know, there's different types of electronics and technology that you can explore with that. I just feel like it's so necessary. Now, the casting would be very critical. But Funko also released new Batman ones from the Flash movie, like old Batman. They look badass.
I know. Keaton, man, I'm telling you, Keaton is the way to go. You know, back in the day when I was first thinking about a Batman Beyond live action, you know who I saw as the old Bruce Wayne? Clint fucking Eastwood. Yeah. How badass. He's already got the voice. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, before he started looking like he does now, because now he looks like he should be in The Walking Dead. Yeah. No offense, Clint. I'm just saying. But yeah, he would have been so badass like 20, 25 years ago.
Because, I mean, what was that war movie where he was like jacked?
Yeah. Oh, Heartbreak Ridge. Yeah. Yeah. Just, oh my God. He would have been fucking brilliant. Yeah,
just so good, man. So good. Well, guys, let us know your comic book characters or cartoon characters that you would love to see in live action. Please let us know, comment below, or be sure to add us on Twitter at JLoganAustin and at CrazyAntCEO.
Yes.
We love it.